What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we're doing another realistic rebuild on Madden 21, and today, I have no idea how to get Carson Wentz over to the Colts. This team is already negative. Well, it doesn't show. Oh, Jesus. It doesn't show how much they actually are negative, but they're negative 33.8 mil, and that doesn't add on the extra, like, 33.8 mil they have to lose, or gain, I suppose, for trading Carson Wentz to the Colts. As far as the actual trade compensation goes, unless Carson Wentz gets injured, I would imagine they are going to be getting a first-round pick off the Colts, which would make it a first and a third, which, I mean, it could go either way. If Carson Wentz if he is actually showing that sign of regression already, then it's a win for the Eagles. But if Carson Wentz does really well with the Colts, it is like one of the worst franchise moves that we've ever seen, just because of the cap hit alone, along with obviously losing a franchise quarterback. So we'll see. As far as the Colts go, I like the fact that they're getting aggressive, trying to secure that quarterback position. They tried it with Phillip Rivers. It went okay. Carson Wentz is a little bit more risky in my opinion, but I suppose a decent bit of upside and a better squad to work with. As far as what the Colts should do, probably go for wide receiver in free agency, or maybe, I don't know what their cap situation is, but free agency or draft. But overall, Carson Wentz is probably the biggest winner out of all of this, whereas the Colts and Eagles, only time will tell. But speaking of that Eagles roster, that is, I mean, it's not terrible, but the contract situation, the cap situation 100% is these receivers, man. Whew. The EA ratings guys went to the Eagles roster and absolutely pulled out their fat one. No lube, no liquidation at all. Speaking of liquidation, this whole roster, and just went to town. As you can see, this team is, with the cap situation, probably the worst team in Madden. Maybe the Houston Texans would beat them out by a little bit. But man, how do you deal with this cap? I don't understand. And who do we lose? Like if we release someone that we weren't expected to release, I'm going to clear that cap real quick. Actually, no, I can't. Wait, no, I can't, because it's not a cap penalty. It's cap in general. I don't know why we're just kind of negative. Whatever. I don't know how we're going to make this trade, though. Like I said, we are negative 20 mil, it says. We're going to be even more negative once Carson Wentz is traded. Let's try to trade him to the Colts real quick. Of course, we are guaranteed that third round. We're going to wait on the other one. This trade would put your team over the cap. Apparently not by that much, though. I'm so confused. I have no idea how this is going to work, but apparently we can actually pull this off. Okay, maybe we're screwed, but maybe we're not now we're definitely screwed. What am I talking about? We're screwed. This is like a 5-year minimum type of franchise thing. How would getting rid of Carson Wentz here put us in better situation? I don't even know. I'm just gonna roll with it. Alshon Jeffrey and Wentz to the Colts. Basically, they can get rid of Alshon if they want. You can release him, which they should. Let me recommend that. Yeah, it says we're positive. What? I have no idea. Now it says we're negative again, bruh. I don't even know. I don't know what happened. Maybe there was a hotfix, actually, because I remember seeing a lot of people complaining, specifically in the Madden creation department, that it was impossible to do this Carson Wentz thing. So maybe they just kind of like put a hotfix in. I'm not exactly sure, but we have got to get rid of some players. This rebuild actually could be impossible, or very close to. So I'm going to need your help. And the best way to help me, well, is delivering a weapon of some sort, sharp enough or powerful enough for me to end childhood obesity. I don't even know, but maybe leave a like. We do a ton of franchise. There should be another rebuild up later today. I know, I'm getting crazy. Maybe subscribe, like, I don't know what I said. Twitter.com/Jeromepkr. Second channel PK Plays. Twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. Probably be streaming back on Sunday. Don't know why I said it like that, or for Saturday. You'll see it in the community tab or a live video if we're doing that. But here we are with sadness ensuing. So, Derek Barnett, this is a guy that I would think Philadelphia would be looking to extend. Bro, did we just trade this whole team away? Like, I don't even know, dude. Is it Ertz that requested a trade? Because honestly, his number it's not really intriguing me here. I don't know if this is a fair trade, but I wanted it to be like a mid-third. They didn't have a mid-third, so Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett, and a 4th round next year. If the 4th would have been this year, it would have been perfectly fine for pick 62 from the Bills. I'm trying to think, Derek Barnett, still young, up and coming still, I think. Do have to pay him. The Bills looking maybe for a chance to win it all right now. I mean, I don't hate it for them, but maybe it was, what can we do for them? Can we give them more? A 5th and a 6th. Let's give them a 5th and a 6th on top of it. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Derek Barnett, I just try to... Like, Brandon Graham's superstar development trait, definitely still viable. As far as our money goes, are we saved? Wow, we're still broke. 43.49 dead hit. And we're still broke. So Malik Jackson is gone. I ain't going to make a trade or anything for him. I'm just going to release him straight up. Does that put us at even? Does that finally put us at even? Hey, we got some money. We got $3 million to work with. Let's go. We're set. We're saved. Of course, Jalen Hurts, projected starting quarterback. No guarantees, though, as obviously if a quarterback falls to them, maybe they take him. But, man, you got to think it's receiver, right? Especially with Zach Ertz likely going to be gone here. Maybe we can trade him off for like a 4th round pick from a... I mean, it's tough. Like a 4th round pick to a contender. Ertz is probably worth that, maybe a little bit more. But I don't know, dude. Like a 3rd round, late 3rd round for Ertz might be worth... Yeah, Ertz was... I think Ertz can have a bounce back year if he joins a team that's actually competent, or a franchise that's competent at least. Man, this team is screwed. We are going to have to make some plays. Paying Javon Hargrave, I mean, paying a lot of these guys is a bad decision, but paying Javon Hargrave is amongst some of the worst decisions they've probably made as of recent, right? Like, the only type of players we're going to be able to get are just, like, really bad backups, right? Like, guys that are either looking to just stay in the league, try to prove themselves, or are going to be car salesmen. I don't know why that's like the meme that, if you're not going to make it in the NFL, you're a car salesman. Is that like a thing, right? Or a grocery bagger, good old Kurt Warner. And the Packers had some pretty good players on their practice squad, but they didn't see their talent and let them go. Way to go. All right, so we actually got a few contracts. We got a fullback on a minimum deal. Brooks is near a minimum deal, and then King pretty much took out all the money we had. Not that it was crazy amount. I think it was like 2.5 or 3 mil per year over 2 or 3. Kevin King's not a bad player for this specific roster, but obviously, as a Packers fan, maybe costed us a Super Bowl trip before an aging Rodgers. Don't know what that was, but let's never do that again, please. Of course, this is what our board looks like as of right now. Snowden? I feel like we've had him before. Is he a run stopper? I thought he was a pass rusher. And we also get a Muka Mara on he was a cheaper deal because, of course, he's a veteran that, it's either you play for nobody or you play for somebody. It's up to you, man. I personally think, unless the Eagles have a number 1, Devontae Smith would be close for me. I think you trade down, dude. I mean, I think Jalen Waddle would be the worst choice for them out of all these guys, but I think you trade this down to the Panthers. Get maybe like a 3rd round pick. Wouldn't be the worst idea. This team needs a lot. There's a lot of options still here. Why not? All right, so it took some negotiating, but we got back to pick 8. We ended up getting a 3rd round pick, obviously with pick 8, and a 6th round pick next year. We had to give up pick 6 and a 5th round pick. I mean, at the end of the day, that's a good trade up. That's a good jump for sure. And we do kind of get screwed here, ironically enough. We had a chance at the top 2 dogs. Instead, we ended up getting the burner Jalen Waddle, who some people would say is the better one of some of the other players. But yeah, I think we sold. We 100% sold. We gained a 3rd round draft pick for all of this, which is just unfortunately sad, but we're going to take him anyways. Jalen Waddle, here goes. Nothing. 76 overall. Kind of a smaller player, though. Obviously, as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be a very solid target for this team for many years to come. Obviously, the Eagles probably would have rather had Devontae Smith or Pitts. We were assuming that the Detroit Lions probably would have went with someone like Waddle instead of Devontae, but instead, that's not the case. The Panthers also did end up going for Everett, so I thought maybe they would have ignored tight end Instead, we just get cucked because that's just my favorite thing to do. That being said, we're going to go to our second round draft pick now. Let's take a look. So Justin Fields is there. So is Trey Lance. Unlikely to happen in real life, though. So we're gonna act like that isn't actually a possibility. Terrence Marshall's still there. You might even debate that they would go for him as well. Rondale Moore is still there. I get that these guys are kind of on the smaller side, but like, do you not go for Rondale Moore as well? I mean, I feel like maybe you do. This team has that many needs. Let's take a look. So what is our next pick? Next pick is pick 30 in the second round. As far as our draft picks go, it would be Walker Little and Rondale Moore, who we do not have scouted. Joseph here would also be an interesting name to bring up. I think you double down on wide receiver. Rondale Moore it is. 71 overall, hidden development trait. So it would have been perfect pairing if we would have got Devontae or Kyle Pitts, but still super happy with what we have. 74 injury, though, which is scary the hell out of me. But, hey, we get 2 good wide receivers. We're cooking. Pick 6, of course, is the pick we got for that trade down, so hopefully we make it count. As Walker Little's still there, anytime I've ever drafted him, it's been a bad thing for us. Any of the wide receivers or the corners still there? No. So as far as wide receiver, what do we actually need? Like Walker Little would have to be star development or better to be better than our left tackle situation with Mailata, who may need a contract that we cannot afford. Left guard, say Malo definitely could, or Sumalo could be replaced. Brooks would be the starter. So you're definitely looking for the future at this offensive line position. So at the end of the day, oh yeah, we went with the small of the smalls. We pulled the real-life Eagles draft, though. I feel like the Eagles would go super small with all their wide receivers because they're just like that for some reason. But yeah, we sold. I ain't even going to try to defend it. We kind of sold a little bit. I think pass rusher is the biggest need. So Joseph Osei, is it Osei? Osei looks really good. We're going to take him. He is the first normal development player off the board. 73 overall. Decent. Actually, he's really good. He's going to be probably a day 1 starter for us. Now we move on to pick 6 in the third round. We also have pick 9. What is the best available? We're not going to worry about that. So Walker Little, definitely a potential for him to still be there in real life. Should we take him? Man, I really don't want this to be my pick because if he sucks, then everyone's going to laugh because they're like, huh, idiot, you chose a bad normal development player with your trade down and you went away from Devontae and Kyle Pitts, which is probably not going to happen in real life. I'm trying to think. Detroit could definitely take one. The Panthers could definitely take a wide receiver, but I just looked at it like Detroit could take Pitts, but I feel like they would just take an actual true wide receiver, and that could be Jalen Waddle, like we were saying. And then as far as the Panthers go here, they took a free agent tight end in Everett. I know Pitts technically could play wide receiver, and that may be what we see, but I was just like, okay, Jalen Waddle's still decent. Chances of him being the final one on the board is okayly high, but I'm willing to risk it, and unfortunately, we sold. We're going to go for Walker Little. We're just going to hope he's hidden. And he is. We sold so hard with this pick, but we got lucky. Oh my. Every single time except for 2 times now, he has been normal development. I decided to go for it because I noticed the name. Oh, Stearns goes right before our pick. That was one of our other picks we were going to take. I don't remember if he's been hit or not. We do have Brad Hawkins, and I think we have another safety. Oh, yeah, Wade. 2 decent-looking players. Can't tell who I'd rather have, as Wade looks better, but he is a lot smaller. But, yeah, that's pretty much that. Did we go with Snowden as well? I was getting ready to gear up and take Stearns there. And as far as cornerback, we actually took a couple of free agents with Maddox there. We don't really need to worry too much about that position. Was going to go with Schwartz, but I don't think we need him anymore. This could actually be a trade down from us, believe it or not. It looks pretty decent. His top skills are okay, but that play rec worries me. Maybe not, actually. Snowden, I don't think we need him. I think he's normal, and I just don't think he's much better than what we already have. It's either trade down or go with... we do have pick 21. We're going to go for this corner. It's going to be our worst pick of the draft. You guys are going to laugh at me, and I'm going to be sad. So Tyrique Johnson, I lied. He's hidden development. Ooh, good catching. Decent. Speed's a little rough. Excel and agility's good. Another low injury, stamina, toughness kind of guy, but That's Philadelphia. It's guys that are likely to not play all the time. And we are going to have injuries on because, of course, we have to see if Carson Wentz plays those 70% of his snaps or 75% of his snaps. As far as what we have going on here, this could be the trade down we were talking about. What about the running backs? Where's my running backs? I never got to scout them, but two bigger guys that I wanted to go with. I don't know if they're that good, though. Let's see. Is there any other options? Because we do need a backup. Put Elijah Mitchell on there. Jefferson has been star on a lot of classes, but he's not been good on, like, any of them. So, Gainwell. Ooh, Gainwell in the 5th. This team definitely could use a couple more running backs without a doubt. So, Amukamara was, I really wanted to keep him, but Amukamara was the only way this trade would go through. We traded him 85 Ertz and Amukamara for 101.13 this year, and then we traded for a 3rd round next year from the Texans. The running back Gainwell is still there, so we're going to take him. He is a 75 overall hidden. We kind of just went off, out of the blue with him. I didn't get to scout any of these guys. Obviously, we have a limited amount of scouting points because we have to start at the championship round so we can get the scouting in the Super Bowl and all that. Very talented back, and I want to start him, honestly, whether he's star hit, superstar or X Factor, but, Miles Sanders is definitely the number 1 around here, so not gonna make an argument at that one. We're having a really good draft, though, especially for a class that we haven't used in ages, and a lot of these players are new. Some of these guys we're drafting have either different devs or just we haven't had before. As far as some of the other positions go, then once again, there are a lot of guys. I thought this guy was supposed to be way up there, no? There are a lot of guys that we do recognize, and there's also a lot of guys we don't recognize. If Anthony Schwartz is still there in the 4th round, the Eagles got to take him. They got to just go speed, and speed. Of course, here you can see that his overall is a bit low. He's a bit rougher than the Anthony Schwartz I'm used to, so definitely not a great pick from us there, but hey, we'll take what we can get. Mid-6, let's make the play. Lamont Wade, 71 overall normal, definitely a projected starter already. I'm kind of debating, do we want to try to make a play for the other safety as well? And we cannot because he is gone. So, that's pretty much our draft, right? How is Nasir still there? Is there anyone else still there that could actually be taken? Marco Wilson, Bynum. Do we trade up for Marco Wilson? He was hidden on other draft classes. We don't know how each player is going to go. Tony, I thought, is supposed to be like a top 90, no? Made this selection a lot of times, but Kellen Mond, 59 overall, pretty much 59 overall in every roster we ever see, but it's nice to have a backup, and he's already wearing Wentz's number. Nice. I really don't want to spoil the developments, but, do we? We took 5 hiddens. I don't want to spoil the developments for this one specifically. Other ones I, don't really care too much about, but this one, spoiling them feels a little off because, once again, we could be doing more rebuilds on last gen with this roster, and we're already kind of spoiling things right now. But Devontae Smith, 79 overall, 76 for Waddle, 79 for Pitts. Jamar Chase at 79 as well. Damn. I think we're just going to fill everyone in, and we'll take a look at devs after the season is over. We had a really good draft. At the end of the day, I suppose the trade down wasn't bad because we ended up with Walker Little, which we just would not have had. As far as safeties go, I suppose Lamont Wade's going to be a starting safety right out the gate. Not a super fan of him playing strong safety here, but or maybe you can move Rodney McLeod around. We trade a 4th round next year, a 6th round this year, and TJ Edwards for Burke Curvin. A lot more potential. And, of course, we do end up giving them value. So it's fair for both sides, I would say. Screw the Eagles and get anyone they can. We'll take anyone they can get. Jarrett Davis will be the starting middle linebacker. All right, the team isn't looking absolutely insane, but the cap situation is under wraps. Is Jalen Hurts the starting quarterback of the future? We are about to find out. Jalen Waddle at number 1 wide receiver spot. Rager at 2. Mr. Rondale Moore at 3. Arcega Whiteside at 4. Well, actually, Greg Ward would be number 4. It goes down from there. As far as the offensive line goes, definitely looking to replace some names, as Lane Johnson is like the youngest of the big 3 here. And it's not a good thing to be the youngest because they're all so old. It doesn't take much. As far as the line goes on the left side, Walker Little, definitely, hopefully a guy at least for the future. And then Mailata, we could see a re-signing from. I don't know. We'll see, though. And, of course, Miles Sanders starting running back. Gainwell at number 2. Defensively, this is where things get pretty rough. Johnson's going to be the number 3 because even though Kevin King's a 76 overall, he plays like a 65 at times. Johnson has a lot more potential going forward as well. Corners, I think, are fine for now. Safeties, though, definitely want to get a new one or 2. Linebackers may need to replace the entire squad. D-line, Fletcher Cox will be fine. Everyone else, though, only time will tell. So a little bit of a rough one, but at least we went in the right direction. We got some starters for the future. All right, so good news, number 1 already. Josh Sweat is now a star development player with 20K. That's a nice win. All right, Dallas Goedert, how much money? So apparently we have a ton of money to work with. I don't know if that's true or not. Dallas Goedert, I suppose this team does like their tight ends. Got to have somebody now that Ertz is gone. We're going to get a 4-year out of Dallas Goedert. Josh Sweat, kind of bad timing on that star dev, ain't going to lie. Of course, he wants a 2-year deal. Looks pretty decent. What are the stats and whatnot looking like? A half a sack through like 4 or 5 games. Man, that's a lot of money. If he was normal still, it'd probably be like half that. Love it. Maddox, will give him a 3 or a 4-year deal. Let's give him a 4-year deal. He's probably been the best corner outside of Darius Slay in Philadelphia for a while now. Jason Kelsey, if he's still around, he'll probably get the 1 year. McLeod's going to be replaced. Mailata, that's got to be a contract you give him at least a year minimum, just because you don't want to be left without a tackle. And yeah, I mean, we have the money now. We just don't have the talent anymore. It's a win-lose, lose-win, lose-lose situation with the Eagles. Never just a win-win. We gave Josh Sweat a 2-year 20. I mean, fair enough. And then Mailata, once again, a 1-year 8, I think is fair. Not trying to get locked into too many long-term contracts, which is kind of what got Philadelphia in trouble in the first place. I want to see like a, what is it called? Like one of those like history ones or history NFL things where they look back and what went wrong, because Philadelphia, for that little bit of time, had a super god squad, and then they fell apart fast. Like, they crashed hard. Oh, that is surprising. Maddox gets just superstar. Nice. Headed to the playoffs. Are we in them? We are not. And I already knew that because we went 3-13. Do the Colts make the playoffs? That's the question. They did not even come close. This is an interesting one because I just don't see the Colts going 5-11. Be so unrealistic to get that pick off them. Of course, Jalen Hurts was, terrible. As far as the Colts go, Carson Wentz did not complete the objective anyways. So 60% completion percentage. Yeah, I mean, so we're not going to get the first-round pick off him anyways, but it's going to end up being around the same regardless because obviously we're going to end up with a high second-round pick. So win-win, lose-lose. Miles Sanders got hurt. This is why we turn injuries off for rebuilds, fellas. Just saying. Receiving was absolutely horrendous because Jalen Hurts was terrible. Man, this was a really bad season. Burke Irvin could go up in dev, same with Wade. Maddox could become an X factor. Yeah, I mean, Maddox had a pretty surprisingly good season, but everyone else had a pretty surprisingly bad season on the other end. So yeah, I'm not a super fan of what happened here. MVP Trevor Lawrence. Of course, that doesn't really affect us too much, but that's pretty impressive. Rookie MVP award win. Rookie of the Year on the NFC side, Gainwell was at number 3, Devontae at number 4, Waddle at number 6. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Wade gets the award, which is nice to see. Any other award wins? Probably not, I imagine, right? Probably not. Yeah, not at all. So, unfortunate. Maybe there was, actually. I kind of glanced over a little weirdly, but maybe we get some dev ups. I don't know. But yeah, quarterback's definitely going to be on the list, especially with what could be pick number 1. Browns versus Saints. The winner of that one is the Browns. All right, here we are with potential dev ups. Looking around, I don't see a single one on offense. Defensively, we see 2. I don't know how Maddox being an X Factor is really going to help us, but hey, star to X Factor in 1 year is very impressive. I really wish this would have been a dev up. That would have been nice. We do get one for Burke Irvin, which I can't really tell how good that's going to be for us, but we will likely re-sign him as he's one of the most promising linebackers we've had around here. As far as outside linebacker goes, of course, Davion Taylor got injured, so I mean, a year later, and I feel like we went backwards. Like, I just feel like we didn't do anything. Of course, Jalen Waddle, I just noticed, is only star development trait, but hey, he's still pretty solid. So negotiations, Jason Kelsey, I almost called him Travis Kelsey. He regressed a bit, but I'd be willing to pay him. He's definitely going to be leaving, though. No, he stayed. 13 mil for a 1 year. Definitely worth it if he actually plays up to his talents. As far as everyone else goes, though, I mean, yeah, bye. So it's time to start looking at some contracts, see if there's anyone we can get rid of that'll help us out in the long run. Of course, Javon Hargrave could be one of those names. Anyone else, Mailata's expensive, but he is a decent player. We could get rid of the left guard. We will likely do so. Rodney McLeod, definitely cannot get rid of him. Dillard, definitely not a draft pick that worked out. Can't get rid of him either. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, we could save a little bit. Nothing much, though. We have a tiny bit of money to work with. Before we go in, though, so we have 25 mil to work with. We can clear at least another 13 or so. What is a must-get position? Of course, quarterback would be nice. But Jalen Hurts isn't, we're not completely done with him. Maybe he works out for us, but that was a really bad season. So, if there is a number one quarterback talent, we're definitely going for him. O-line, ooh. Oh, wait, there's some regression. Okay, or some morale stuff. But yeah, O-line is definitely high on the list. As far as offense, though, talent-wise, quarterback is the main need. Tight end, I think, is fine. Obviously, we paid him a 4-year. Hopefully, he is. Wide receiver, I think, number 1 and 2 are fine. Rager, maybe replaced in the future. Running backs are fine. Defense, though, linebacker. If we can get a linebacker or a pass rusher, I think would be set. They're projecting Kevin King to be our free safety. Interesting. Hey, who knows? Maybe that's what he needs to do. I don't know. But, yeah, there's a lot of things to get. I don't know what we're willing to spend in free agency, though. So you see Devontae Adams. That would be a nice name. I don't, A, see Green Bay getting rid of him. They're going to do whatever they can to keep him. And B, that would take our whole number. Can't do it. Just can't do it. J.J. Watt would be a nice name, but 2-year 46. That would have to be closer to like a 2-year 30 flat. J.J. Watt to the Eagles. I mean, I don't see it happening, but maybe if Philadelphia is willing to pay. Rashaan Evans is not a bad contract. We may be offering Rashaan. However, it looks like the Raiders are offering quite a bit of money here. And they maybe not. They're not offering as much as I thought. We'll keep this on for now, but I'm not saying we're going to commit to it. Like, we're going to put our highest offer in over them. But as far as actually keeping this on, we'll have to see what other kind of things we have going on. Hey, we didn't get anyone else, but we did get Rashaan Evans on a 3-year, $34 million deal, I believe, which obviously improves our defense tremendously. Get yourself a defensive captain. Now we just need to get an offensive captain, a.k.a. quarterback. So we didn't get Richardson. We didn't get Hand. I wanted them so we can get rid of Javon Hargrave. We did get K.J. Wright and John Ross, though. Ross doesn't matter as much, but obviously a guy kind of nearing the end of his career already. Not a bad little backup signing. 5th-year option? Obviously not. Nah, mate. Not even a chance. All right, we got another backup. This is a pass rusher. He's only normal development, but still. We have a quarterback. The problem is, well, here's a good thing. There's a quarterback that's projected higher than him. He could still be good, because obviously we've seen Reds go, decently well. Will we take him if Lyman's not there? I don't know. I cannot be certain at number 2 we'll be taking him. Obviously, we do have the trade for the Colts 2nd-round pick on top of that, so hopefully we have the ability to do that. But we have a quarterback. I don't know how good he's going to be. I don't even know if he's going to be there. All right, here's the moment of truth. Are the Dolphins going to move on from Tua? They do not. They go with a pass rusher. Doesn't absolutely surprise me. Was there any other positions? Like this could be our Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts redemption. But, I mean, there's some options here. I think quarterback has to be the one. You don't get top 2 pick all the time. There are some really good wide receivers, but, man, there are a lot of really good. This is like one of the best receiver classes I've ever seen for AIs at least. But you got to go quarterback. Patrick Layman. It's not even Lyman. I thought it was Lyman. Patrick Layman, early first, looks good enough. I'm going to be honest, this looks like a star dev, but hey, anything but normal is a win in my book, and he is at least that. He's at least that. Decent speed. He's about NFL average, maybe a little bit slower these days. The acceleration makes him about NFL average in my opinion. What else do we have? 92 throw power, 79 deep, 80 medium, 79 short. He's obviously a really good quarterback, and you can't go wrong with that pick. Of course, there's a guy named Whitlock here. I think because we do have a lot of needs, I don't want to... I really want Whitlock. But I suppose Boykin's just as big of a need. So is Flemings. I think we move down until one of them goes, and then we may blow the load to try and get those two players at the top. Ooh, that is a bit high. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we'll add some other players to the list. Like Portis is a pretty decent player. Don't think wide receiver is that big of a need for us. Man, these wide receivers are sick, though. Middle linebacker we'll put on the list. So we'll put all these players on the list, and then once we're down to maybe like one or two left, then we go for it, because there's some really good players. This is actually a really good draft, man. This is actually really solid. I'm actually surprised at what I'm seeing here. Look at these players. I like it. Oh, my. Maybe that guy's worth it, too. He's 23, though. Left tackle, maybe he's good. Bruh. This draft's insane. How did I not have more players on my board? Clifton, I think, was one of the guys we had on the list. I know Whitlock was. I know Whitlock's right here. I just don't think we could trade up, man. I just don't. Hargrave, it would put us in a spot, though, if we don't have a replacement for him. But we're going to get rid of him after the season's over anyways. Oh, they can't even afford him, so forget it. Linebacker's not that big of a need because we do have KJ Wright for the season. Yeah, we're gonna let it happen unless there's someone else there that we want. I don't know if there is someone that. I mean, Flemings would have been one of our top tier picks. Wide receiver, we have a pass rusher, could be on our list because we do have a normal dev guy there right now, I believe. Cornerback could be on the list. We have that tackle. We have two wide receivers that are pretty solid, but once again, even though our guys are on the smaller side, they still have a lot of potential anyways. I mean, these are two Jamar Chase type wide receivers sitting here in the late first. I don't even know. Paul Franklin might have been one of them. Whitlock. Ooh. That sucks. That may have been a bit of a sell. The cornerback's still there. The wide receiver, Charles Portis, is still there. Maurice Freeman. Honestly, I think we're going to move down. Portis is I'm going to take him. Charles Portis, mid-first wide receiver, and he's a good player, but it appears we sold. All right, we probably could have gotten more, but we got 64.96 from the Browns to move all the way down to 32. I feel like one of our players went. Was it the middle linebacker? I think the middle linebacker went. Oh, well. Rich Bates looked like one of the best guys based on his combine report. A decent bit of top skills as well. We're going to go for him. We're going to risk it. And we're going to get very lucky as we get a hidden development right guard. Something tells me superstar. I don't know why. Something tells me superstar. Probably not, but something tells me it, which obviously always goes well for me. Elliott, not bad. Anderson. I think pick 17 is actually a really good spot to be in, so we're going to try to make a trade down again. All right, so we could use a pass rusher. I have no idea who is the better of the two. I'd be willing to lean on Elliott, but Anderson is younger, so I have no idea. We could end up with both, though. We're just going to take Elliott as his first idea. So 71 overall, normal. Yikes. Then we're going to go to 30. Hopefully the safety's there. That's the biggest pick out of all of them because it's the bigger need. Okay, yeah, hopefully he is because he's the only one there. And 73 overall normal. Okay, so unless that quarterback's like superstar or an X Factor, we may have sold on the draft. Maybe a little bit. Running back Burgess. Why not? We could use an elusive. We have all power backs right now. And we get a hidden. Okay, I'm not going to get too excited because once again, it is a running back. It's not the biggest need going, but I mean, I'll take any sort of hidden we can get at this point. Yeah, we may have sold a little bit. I'll be honest. What did we actually draft? So, well, we got a hidden guard. So bad pick, good, okay pick, good pick. 50-50 draft so far. I mean, definitely would have liked to see a DT or something like that. McBath, I mean, he looks all right, but I ain't going to go that high with a DN that probably is normal. And just like that, we trading down. Sweet. We did have a lot of players, so we can maybe get like a fourth out of this or a third from a good team. Yeah, we have a seventh as well. We'll get a... I don't know. Let's get a fourth. And then in the seventh round, I don't think we ended up with a punter yet again, so we're going to go for a punter. And in this one, I will be taking a look at the dev of our guy. I mean, we're going to start the quarterback anyway, so it doesn't matter. Didn't get to scout this guy, but he is the best one there. So Mr. Eric Rouse, and yikes. All right, time to look at the recap. This is the only player that matters. Any other hidden, I don't care about. This is the only player that matters. Superstar or better, please. He is superstar, wearing number 9. I mean, I guess I don't really care too much about the number or anything like that. Portis, obviously normal. Bates was hidden development. Let's take a look. Take a look. Can we get lucky again? Superstar, please, and thank you. It's not. It's going to be star development. Elliott was normal. Griffin, was he? No, he was also normal. And then Terrence Burgess. I mean, it really doesn't matter, but it's nice to have a backup running back that matters. It doesn't matter, but it matters that he's a backup, whatever. So what do we do with that knowledge? I could see why some people would say don't spoil it, but I mean, he's not going to start anyways. But man, with Miles Sanders needing a contract coming up here, that sure makes things interesting, doesn't it? We trade Miles Sanders to the Packers for a third-round pick. I didn't think it was going to, affect us having that hidden development guy, but it does. Man, look at that. His body is like a little frame. But Gainwell was actually really good for us in replacement of Miles Sanders who got injured. So I think Gainwell will be the starter with Burgess as the backup. All right, this is what the year 2 roster looks like. Obviously, a superstar quarterback, a couple of star wide receivers, a star running back. We got a lot of potential in the skill department, the skill players department. Bates looking to play left guard for us next season with Little moving back to tackle. Kind of depends on what the rest of the team is looking like, because Lane Johnson, even though he's younger than the other guys, he's not going to last much longer than them. So I don't know. I feel like even though it's really early, the window is kind of, I wouldn't say closing, but having an elite line like that is not an easy thing to have, and you really should be taking advantage of that. So, I mean, if we could somehow make the playoffs, somehow make a run here, that would be definitely preferred, believe it or not. All right, so Fletcher Cox needs a contract, a 1-year 20, so we have 82 mil to work with, apparently. So 1 year 20, definitely doable. Mailata, we may still give him a contract because, of course, Lane Johnson could be on his way out very, very soon. As far as Kelsey goes, I don't think we can pull that off. I think he's going to retire on us. But Fletcher Cox, that's a 2-year deal at least, right? I think that's totally fine. We have the money now. The problem is, because we had to get rid of so many good players, we just don't have the team now. Javon Hargrave may actually be worth giving a contract to in the end. Kind of depends on what's his finesse. Is it decent? 85 finesse. Okay, it's pretty good. So definitely something to think about. I am shocked. Rondale Moore gets a breakout to superstar. Only 2K XP, but I'll take it. Gave Burke Irvin a 4-year, $18 million deal, worth the risk. Speaking of risk, Jordan Mailata, a guy that you usually see hit free agency, I'm willing to give him a 2-year deal. I think that's fine. Doesn't lock you in for life. Once again, that's the big issue. That's what the Eagles need to avoid. Javon Hargrave, I mean, that's not a great... I mean, that's not that much money either. We'll take him. Improving the... Really? I mean, okay, sure. Whatever you say, boss. Hey, another dev up. We get a safety, Lamont Wade, 10K. Let's go. Actually, take a look at, so the NFC side, it wouldn't have mattered anyways. We were done for. Yeah, we were done for no matter what. Well, actually, no, I can't say that for a fact. Does it go by? I can't remember if it's similar games in the division. I don't even care. It's not worth my brain power at this time of day. Patrick Lehman, the rookie, not a bad season for, once again, a rookie. Kenneth Gainwell, though, I don't know, dude. Do we move on to Burgess? I don't know. Little Jalen Waddle. If this isn't superstar, I don't know what is. Rondale Moore, of course, already a superstar. Unlikely to go to X Factor. Rager, don't want to talk about it. Goddard, don't want to talk about it either with those touchdowns. And Mailata, definitely don't want to talk about it. He's been getting his ass handed to him every day, apparently. Every game. Sacks outside of Fletcher Cox, kind of depressing. Osiah's, he's okay, but pick total's kind of low. Jake Elliott actually pretty good, so if he needs a contract soon, we'll be re-signing him most likely. Burgess on the return. I like to see the fact that they used him. As far as awards go, maybe Rookie of the Year, and that's pretty much it. And not even that. Can't even win Rookie of the Year out on these streets. It is brutal. Wide receiver. Hey, best wide receiver. I'll take it. Anything and all I will take. Just like your mother. Okay. Buccaneers, shocking. Texans on the other side. It's very shocking. And they win. Good job, EA. It makes sense. Houston Texans, totally ready. DevOps. Rondale was already superstar. Jalen Waddle is superstar now. He has mid and elite. Reach for it, huh? I'd say grab and go would make more sense, no? And then not layman. I wanted to see Rondale more. Once again, I don't think these abilities matter, but let's go route tech. Defensively, it looks like it was a good decision to re-sign Burke Irvin because he gets to superstar. His ability is unfakeable. Not bad. Osai. My guy. Star development. Okay, that's a step in the right direction. Cornerback is one of our biggest needs on the team, if not the biggest need at this point. Maybe not the biggest need, but very close to one of the biggest needs at least, which is just, wording. How you doing? So really, offensive line. I don't know why I said it. Offensive line like that. Offensive line and perhaps a cornerback. A linebacker actually is definitely on the list. Linebacker is number one, hands down. Really big question is, what kind of money are we looking at? You pay Jason Kelce, right? Like, it's just, the money's there. Please take it. Yeah, I'm sure that's what you do. Thank you for the tag. And don't care about anyone else. See you later. So with that, we either have 25 or 30 mil to work with. I don't really think there's going to be anyone here that is going to change the game so much for us. Jair probably is going to be here. Not even. Jair's not even here. So, quick glancing. Ooh, Bobby. We are going for Bobby Wagner 100%. No doubt about it. All right, so we get Arden Key, nice little backup. We get a star development wide receiver backup. He's decently fast. Bobby Wagner's not a bad starting outside linebacker. Bryce Love, backup running back, and then Mr. Tyler Johnson, backup wide receiver. All right, so we added DT in the first round, and I don't think he's actually here anymore. There's a cornerback, Tremaine Carroll, who looks all right. However, if I'm going to take a risk on anyone, I would take Nick I almost called him Shell, but it's Nick Snell because he's very high hit power, good pursuit, good catching, and we could use a free safety. Could he play corner? I don't know. J.C. Middleton, though, I think would be our top tier pick. There's a lot of really, really talented players here, so honestly, with all things considered, I'd probably be looking to trade down a little bit. Because once again, you have Bradshaw, you have Snell. I'd really be worried about losing Middleton, but I think we can get Middleton at 22 or so, 22, 23. Or we get pick 16. Well, we don't get it. We trade pick 16 and Rager for 22 and 54. They obviously win that trade, but we're going to extend our draft. And they get a quarterback on top of it. We're going to extend our draft and hopefully get even more players out of it. Center's there. Hopefully it's not a reach because obviously he looks insane with the top skills. Combine grades, great. He is on the undersized situation, so he probably will be center for his whole career. But please, even if it's a 76 overall normal, I'll take it. And instead, it is a 71 overall hidden. I will definitely take this over what I said I wanted. Obviously, he has the speed for guard, but 6'1"'s a little on the lower side. He could probably pull it off. I always thought Brandon Brooks was on the shorter side. Maybe I'm wrong. Nope, I'm wrong. I always thought he was 6'2" or 6'3", but I guess even then that's actually kind of standard for guards anyways. As far as our next pick goes, let's go to the start of the second round and then probably make another trade up. I kind of want Snell. Once again, we need a safety. We kind of need a corner. I feel like you get one of the two, technically both if you're lucky doing this. Let's go to the Niners, get our somebody. I don't know. There's a linebacker there as well. There's so many good second-round players. And is that not fair value? And it's pretty damn fair at 54 and 80 for 33. We still ended up keeping 16 in the second round. We are going to be taking... Ooh... The DT, though. This is interesting. This is interesting now. Our right end. Oh, our right end is gone, but we still have this right end, Lampman, who looks okay enough to take. Is the middle linebacker gone? He is. I guess we don't have a middle linebacker. We'll take this guy later just because he has potential. The safety looks better. But we could probably get to like pick 5 and take him anyways. I think we're going to take the risk on Mr. Emmanuel Bennett. And it was a very good risk, which now tells me maybe the safety isn't going to be good after all. Another hidden development trait player. What's his strength? 89 strength. He's a stud. I still think we're probably going to start Hargrave just because, well, I don't know what's the hit on him, but I was going to say because, we did pay him, but man, that guy, even if he's star development only, is pretty good. But yeah, I think we're going to trade up for Nick Snell as well. We may even trade up for Stapleton, honestly. Like, we're hitting left and right, 6'3", maybe. I don't know. Kind of depends on how hard it's going to be to trade up. Screw it, we're taking the hit. We're going up 11 spots with Hargrave to, of course, take a safety. Nick Snell, super great looking, and another hidden. We're absolutely destroying the draft. This guy, once again, could play cornerback. Surprisingly better man than zone. I was just assuming, maybe like 74 zone, 67 man could make him a corner. I still think he should probably play safety, though, with that hit power. We'll see. As far as what else we have Morton, but once again, we traded up quite a bit, so I'd be willing to go for someone like Sims. Nah, he's too weak and big for edge. I guess Lampman, so we'll take Sims off the list. Josh Gresham, he looked pretty good based on his combine grade, and then as soon as we scouted him, he was trash. I suppose we'll go for a Lampman next. If he's there at pick 9, he's there. I don't want to trade up anymore. And Lampman goes to the Lions, 72 overall. Looks like he was going to be pretty decent. The corner's still here. We're going to take him late 3rd. And another hidden. We were going to skip this guy. I don't even care that they took Lampman. Alex Stapleton added to the squad. We are crushing, absolutely murdering this draft. The problem now, though, is we don't really have much more to go on. We did get a lineman. I mean, there's really not much more to do, right? Like, those were the picks. We can't go Sims. He's not worth it. We traded our 4th and a 7th for a next year 3rd. I mean, in theory, we need the linebacker more, but this guy's going to go sooner. I'm just going to go Stewart. You've got to be actually kidding me. There's no way we're going to come out of a CPU, even a user class. I could literally study a user class, and I still would not come out with a perfect You've got to be joking me, dude. You have actually got to be joking. Now, I will say he is pretty trash. There's no way. There is no way. Some of the players that we missed on had to be normal, and we just got lucky. There's just no way. Of course, at the end of the day, a lot of these players won't be able to start. Like, the safety means nothing. This middle linebacker will mean something at some point, but not right now. Actually, maybe he won't, because we have... I'm trying to think. We have Burke Irvin. I actually don't even know what we have, but I will take it. I will say, though, at the end of the day, maybe getting a little too hyped because, once again, it is only probably star. I mean, if we get a couple of superstars, then all bets are off. But let's take a look, I suppose. Speaking of, hands down, these guys could all be star, and this is our best draft we've ever had in Madden. And it's starting off with a superstar. This is the best draft we've ever had, at least in Madden 21. Hands down, it doesn't matter. We could have a double superstar X Factor draft class. It just doesn't compare to this. You can get lucky with X Factors. You can get lucky with superstars. You just can't get this kind of luck when it comes to the whole class. I mean, I don't even know if we've ever had this. I actually don't. I really could not tell you. We average like 2, maybe 3 hiddens, if that, a draft. This is actually nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Alex Stapleton, cornerback. Why can't I get these drafts in User League? I mean, I guess before the User League's a little bit tougher. Superstar for the corner, who we literally were about to miss. We were literally about to miss him. We were going to take, who was it, the D-end? Kenny Stewart, development is star development trait. And then the final player, the safety, Lionel Waddle, with hidden development trait. Let's take a look at what he is. Probably going to be star. He'll be like a career backup for us, and he is. Let's take a look at some of the players we missed. Let's see. The first guy was... I can't remember which DT it was. It could have been one of the two. Not bad. I think it was this guy. And he was normal. So definitely not mad with missing that. And I think the pass rusher was... Was he on the... No, where are the Colts? Was he on the Colts? Was he on the Lions, maybe? Oh, here he is, the Lions. Philip Lampman, 72 overall, normal as well. Definitely a very good player, though. Still would have taken him, but obviously nowhere near as good as Stapleton. So the two players, the main two players we were going to miss, they were both normal. So I, for once, have been opposite cucked, anti-cucked by the AI, who always cucks us of good players. This time, they cucked themselves. We trade Jalen Hurts and a 4th-round pick to the Bears for a 2nd-round pick. All right, year 3 coming in. So what the roster looks like, 82 overall quarterback, 81 Gainwell. I think Gainwell should still start, even though he kind of struggled. His trucking's actually really low, so maybe not. What's Burgess's ratings? Does he have higher trucking? Obviously, he's a receiving back / elusive back, but he's got higher trucking, I think, than Gainwell. He's, 72 trucking, 67 for Gainwell. Okay, dude. Receivers look all right. O-line, obviously, we have lots of potential there. I think this is the season you let go of Kelsey for sure if he doesn't retire on his own. And then maybe Brooks as well, as we have a lot of backup linemen. They got to start at some point, right? As far as defensively, Widener at right out, Rashaan Evans at middle, Burke Irvin at left. I mean, this actually could be a team that could get it all done this season. I kind of wish we could keep Wagner for 2 years, but unfortunately we can't. All right, re-signings. Once again, Jason Kelsey probably do let go. Slay for sure. Josh Sweat, how well has he even played, actually? Is he even decent? So he had 4 sacks. Screw that. See you later, buddy. Davion Taylor. So we're pretty much going to let all these guys go, I think. Maybe Widener gets a tag. So, leave it to EA, where we lose like 5 games in a row. Have we even made the postseason yet? I don't think we have. We were 7-4 at one point, and then we lost 5 in a row. Nice. Love it. And a lot of those teams weren't even very good, so I love that a ton. It's super fun to lose games. Not even make the playoffs. It's year 4, and we're about to not even have a playoff berth. Patrick Lehman, 3,800 yards. 32 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and yeah, I think Burgess is going to start next season. I don't know if that's even going to matter, though, because Burgess as the backup wasn't, he was pretty bad himself. Defensively, sack totals were probably going to be abysmal. Yeah, pretty bad. I mean, Cox got outplayed by the rookie DT. Picks, Darius Slay was pretty decent, but, I mean, he's going to be really low. Okay, forget the whole thing about Elliott. I'm not even going to look at awards because there's just none that we're going to win. Best case scenario, we get some sort of defender, and maybe our quarterback goes to X Factor somehow. Nah, the best case is some defender. That's really it. Ravens versus the Saints, Super Bowl, the Saints win. So offensively, no dev-ups as we would expect. Defensively, I do not think there was a dev-up here either. So no dev-ups on the entire team. So that season, basically as if it never happened. Love it. So we have $94 million to work with. Bobby, I mean, he was all right, but he's an 83 overall now. I feel like we can get better. I mean, we're in a struggle fest. However, contractually, salary cap-wise, things are actually not too bad around here. So we also see that Brandon Brooks does retire, so Bates is likely to play the right guard spot. And then, everything's pretty much in order already. Just got to see if there's any names in free agency because of all the money we have that we could add to make the team better. I would definitely be willing to pay out for a pass rusher and maybe another linebacker. We'll see. 106 mil, there's going to be no one here, right? Oh, 100%. Chase Young is ours. I will pay. I think we're going to pay it all. I'm going to pay this much. That's it. That's all that gives us. How much? Let's compare. I don't want to spend too much, but at the end of the day, Chase Young, we need a pass rusher. Well, I guess there's no real reason to give him a 7-year, right? So he wants a 5-year 107. Ours would be a 5-year 121. I mean, I'm willing to pay that. That's not too much higher. I mean, that's pretty much real life money, honestly. Jonathan Taylor, though. I've always loved me some Jonathan Taylor. Tyron Smith, Julio Jones, don't need him. Is that really all there is? Isaiah Simmons, move him down to linebacker. I know we've done this move before, but the value's there. We have tons of money. We got to spend it on something, right? It's be a waste. At least it's not going to be as bad as the real life Eagles. I mean, in theory, these moves are definitely solid ones that will have a nice longevity to them, I think. If we don't get Chase Young, though, that is a scam. I'm willing to pay David Castro a 1-year deal. I know we have the lineman for it, but maybe you get rid of the left tackle, Mailata, and, maybe you're cooking there. Bobby, if he's not getting a deal, we'll give him a 1-year $6. We're going to spend some money here. I know it seems a little odd to not make the playoffs, but go to the playoffs the year after. If we don't make the playoffs here, that is just a scam. All right, did we get the names? Chase Young accepts. Davion Taylor, don't care too much about. But Mr. Jonathan Taylor, I do. Simmons does not sign with us, which is a loss. But we do get to Castro. So I was going to just, rock with the running backs we have. But Jonathan Taylor, I'm just going to take the guy that's proven. Chase Young, obviously worth every penny. And then Simmons, unfortunately, did not sign. But we still have a lot of money. And as far as who we have to re-sign coming up, don't feel like there's a whole lot of names. Like Waddle, that'll be a lot. Moore will be a lot. Evans already is accounting for a lot, so it's not going to feel like a huge jump. Wade won't be that much. I mean, we got all the money we need, really. And I think we're going to trade Gainwell off right now. He's still developable, but maybe just a different scheme. Like, we need a power back. He's obviously just not a power back. Maybe the Patriots. Actually, the Cardinals would make a lot of sense. We get a third-round pick, a very high third-round pick for Mr. Gainwell. I mean, with that free agency period and, the draft class we just had, we could actually turn this thing right back around and get ourselves a Super Bowl title or even a playoff berth, I suppose, at this point. As far as what we need, O-line could still be on the list, but I think we're fine on O-line. We have Walker Little, who probably will start at left guard. Bates is, how old is he now? Bates is 24, and he hasn't even had a starting season. Tackle definitely would be something we should get, though. Receivers, I think, are fine. Maybe they're just too small. I'm not sure. Linebacker, definitely linebacker. Stewart would be the starting, projected starter right outside. Cornerback, I think, is fine. We got some pretty decent corners. Johnson, though, I mean, Maddox at number 1 seems a little iffy. Johnson, I don't know if we just paid him or if we have to pay him soon, but I do want to pay him. I mean, I like where we're at, right? And we just got to land good players. I don't know if we really need a specific thing outside of offensive linemen, but yeah, just land a good player, really. We do get Wagner back, and then we get a backup DT. So Wagner, 83 overall, still viable enough. And yeah, that's pretty much that. So this is what our draft class looks like. I kind of went in order, as you can see, left tackle, right tackle, and all that. There's some decent-looking players here. Tight end. Ooh, I guess we're going to have to scout more tight ends. A tight end's definitely on my radar now because obviously our tight end's not going to last too much longer if he can't get a damn dev up. And as far as these tight ends go, I guess that guy's not bad. Not looking super great in the tight end department here. Jalen Waddle, I think we would be able to save money if we were to get him on a 5th-year option, but it's not going to be a crazy amount. Let's just get the thing out of the way so we know the kind of situation we're looking at for the future. There is also a potential... Oh, that's not the position. There's also potential play at this Carlos Beasley guy. I mean, he looks very fast and athletic, and he's 265, which, gives me those Chase Young vibes, which is ironic because we have him now. But unless he's there at, pick 5, I do not think we're going to risk the trade-up. Why get greedy? We've been killing the draft anyways. Then again, maybe that's the extension of killing the draft is trading up for him. Oh, definitely not. Okay, definitely not getting number 1. Definitely want to see how good he is, though. The Buccaneers land a quarterback. I don't think we have anything this high. Are we pick 16 again, by the way? All second rounder. Actually, Dupree. If Dupree's there, we definitely got to take him. Looks pretty good. What else? We have a corner. I don't think corner is that big of a need, but he skipped the combine, even though those types of players have actually hurt me lately. I'm not going to, go crazy. I'm just going to take whatever we can get at number 16. Maybe one of them are there. None of them are there. That sucks. Line's definitely on the list. Pass rusher kind of on the list. I don't really... Osu or Osei, whatever his name is. He's okay, but he's not crazy good. Trade down, I guess? What are our linemen? I think the guard is the best, right? Let's see. So tackle's probably bigger on our need. Late second. Center's an early second. This guy's kind of an mid-second. So we could definitely go to pick 30 and get away with it, I think. And we'll obviously get like a decent pick out of it as well. EA really needs to add a damn forced trade option because this favors them so much out the gate, and they won't take it. They want more. Like, this alone is a win for them. Come on, man. I mean, this really wasn't a win for us, but okay. Hopefully they bust. Kind of looks like they did. I'm going to be honest. I think... So we got to play this smart because I think the guard is the best. Oh, wait. Who's the guy that's late? Is it Delgado? Okay, so I think the guard is the best, but... well, Delgado's very good too, but he's late second, so I think we can get him at 6. I don't think we really even need this many linemen, but just in case we don't hit on the guard, let's go for the guard right now. Mr. Will Sloan, mid-second, decent combine grade, and a very good overall. Unfortunately, only normal, so you can't really do a whole lot with that, but I guess he's not bad. He's good enough. As long as he's a high overall, he'll have something going for him. And then Delgado, the tackle, late second, another normal. This one, obviously, on the other hand, much, much worse. So definitely not getting the luck of last time, but that's, I mean, if you want to really test your luck, try drafting several linemen in a draft. That's when you're going to get humbled real quick. Happens very fast. Happens to the best of them. As far as the rest of the draft goes, I mean, it's definitely trade down city because we have a tight end who, once again, likely to be normal. On the list. 16, I mean, we should get a freaking, almost a first round off of this, honestly. So we do get that first round pick from the Saints next year. I think this will be another trade down for sure, but I kind of want to keep this for this year. Trade down with the Rams to gain a 3rd and a 4th. Probably going to be very late, though. So pick 1, I think if the tight end's an early first, we'll take him. Mid first, I mean, this is a bit of a reach, but we're going to take him. Troy Winter, mid 4th. Oh, a 75 overall. Okay, so we land a good player. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the Eagle way, get a nice little backup going, and then, you know, the starter kind of regresses, and then he ends up starting. So, I mean, it's not a bad pick. Definitely not a bad pick. Eric Rivers, that's a lot to risk just because of a, I mean, really, I don't even know why. Just because, oh, yeah, because of bench press. That's a lot to risk just for a good bench press, isn't it? Alani Young. I mean, I think we're going to trade down again. This is just going to chalk this up to an EA, I think. I mean, we'll be pretty stacked for next year's draft, I'll tell you that. We're stacking hard as far as a non-fantasy draft goes. But there's just nothing here. I think we have an extra 1st and 2/3 for next year's draft. Pick 420, got to take one here, otherwise the lads will be mad. 22 years old for the tackle. I mean, lineman is what we were trying to hit all day. Let's go for it. Scotty Warner. And another miss at lineman. The thing is, it's also hurting our cap situation because these are contracts you have to keep. If we have no cap penalty, I think we're just going to release the guys we don't want and then just clear the cap. DeMarcus Mayo, another really bad pay. Oh, really bad. I actually would probably bring him down to linebacker because he's on the slower side. He's 220, 6'2". That's pretty big. We're going to land so we're going to go from a full hidden development draft to literally none. Nice. I love it. I mean, if we would have landed, obviously this, I mean, it could just be a bad draft in fairness, but if we would have landed, you know, another really good hidden draft, this would have been clear cut, right? Screw it, Tyler Roberts. They made me do a double take. As soon as you do the double take, I think that's when it's like a guaranteed bust pick because it's like you had a second chance. You shouldn't have done it. Let's trade this now. I've had enough of this draft class. It's an actual nightmare. I'm trying to think, was there anyone we missed? There was a couple of linemen, I suppose. Yeah, not a single hidden development. Love it. Got a couple of high overalls, though. I can't, say much. Oh, yeah, we want to see Beasley. Oh, he's going to be an X Factor, isn't he? He's going to be an X Factor. I mean, we couldn't have gone to number 1. Although, maybe we should have. With the draft we had, it would have probably been worth it. Oh, it definitely would have been worth it. I knew he was going to be that X Factor type. You couldn't really fully guarantee it, but it was likely, right? This is going to be I think this is only going to be a star. If he was faster, it would have been superstar. I don't know how that works, but trust me, that's the case. Yeah, star development. I think this is one of the players, Eddie Faulkner. Of course, only a normal development anyways. I don't know if Wheeler was one of them. Probably not. Mobley may have been one of them. Normal anyways. Well, I mean, unless I'm missing a name, I think it was just a bad draft, really. All right, year 4, 21, 2, 3, 4. We're an 87 overall. I'm a little surprised we're not a little higher than that. Of course, O-line has taken a little bit of a dip, but we've seen in the past that we could have a god tier O-line, and it just does not matter. I mean, as far as offensively goes, Goddard, how old is he now? 30? 29, so he needs a contract soon. I mean, he's regressing. You're not going to get much better at tight end for a while. Wide receiver number 2, Rondale Moore, looking pretty damn good. Short route definitely needs to be improved a little bit. Jalen Waddle is obviously very solid too. Another short route guy that's not really good at short route. Jonathan Taylor, obviously a huge upgrade at running back. Trucking beast, which is obviously what we're trying to aim for. Patrick Lehman, short accuracy is lowest. So basically, we just go deep all the time. As far as defensively, I mean, we've had some better seasons, better years than before this, but Chase Young and Fletcher Cox, I don't know how you stop those two. That duo just seems insane. Defense is definitely lacking comparatively to offense, but apparently the ratings are the same, so I'm not really sure. But could this be the year? Could it at least be the year we make the playoffs at this point? All right, we're midway through the season. We have our re-signings. So Jalen Waddle wants a 4-year 70. Turn that into a 7-year 125. Fletcher Cox, I mean, I think you give him the 1-year deal, but we'll wait. Rondale Moore, that's a 5-year. Let's give him a 6-year as well. So lock those 2 wide receivers up for a long, long time. Rashaan Evans, tag would probably be around 14 mil. I don't really like that. We have so much money. Screw it. We're just going to pay him. David Catcher will be gone. Wagner will be gone. Lamont Wade, we already mentioned this should be a cheap deal, and it is. So 6-year deal for him. Mr. Osai. I mean, he's pretty damn good. We'll give him a 3. Let's give him a 4-year for now. I feel like we could do better. Johnson, long-term deal for him. Don't know how much he'll, progress from here, but good enough as a backup at worst. Walker Little, that's a 4-year deal. Actually, let's just give him a 5-year deal right now. What about left tackle Mailata? It's a little costly, but maybe we do it. We'll see. But yeah, we are in a really good spot cap-wise. Headed to the playoffs, are we in them? We are not. Again! Bro, I'm done. One more season, that's it. I mean, I don't know what else we could do. I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, these are the ratings we have, and we haven't made the playoffs yet. 4 straight years, no playoffs. So, I mean, what overall would we have been if we actually started winning? I don't understand. Like, there's no reason for us to be doing this badly other than the fact that our roster name is the Philadelphia Eagles. That's simply it. 8-9 overall, I mean, I don't know how it compares to the other teams because, once again, we haven't made the playoffs. You obviously get way more XP when you make the playoffs. We're on par with the other teams. Simply put, the only reason why we're not winning is because we're the Eagles. The Eagles are cap hell. They're not considered a super great roster in Madden. That's the only reason why we're not making it. Final season, that's it. We're still loaded. Jake Elliott, I guess we'll give him a 2-year deal. There's no one else to re-sign as some of the guys have retired, and just overall it's not worth it. So I guess one final reload push, and that's pretty much that. O-line, if we can find a tackle, we're definitely going to pay one. Waddle is now an X factor, so obviously that contract was worth it all along. I don't think anyone else went up in dev, at least on offense. Let's take a look at the defensive side of things. Burke Irvin is now an X factor, of course. Definitely glad to see that. Snell is a superstar development trade player. And then Mr. Osai, also superstar development trade. So definitely some wins on that front. Let's see what we can do to make one final push, like we said. DeAndre Hopkins doesn't give us that much of a boost. David Bakhtiari, we are going to be throwing the whole house at because tackle is a huge need for us. Hopefully Aaron Donald's a 1-year because I'll do that as well. 1-year deal. Welcome to squad, buddy. I mean, at this point, I don't know what else to do. I really don't. Gilmore, actually, no, we're taking that money off and we're going to go to Gilmore. We get Gilmore, we get Bakhtiari, we get Lawan, we get Sills. I mean, if this isn't good enough, I really don't know what it is. I mean, this is like the God squad at this point. We pick up Patrick's 5th-year option as I do not want to pay him. We have a bunch, and I mean a bunch of first-round and second-round talents. As far as what we need the most, I wouldn't say pass rusher. I would say probably another lineman. Roy Walker looks pretty decent. We probably will draft corner, I guess. Maddox and Gilmore aren't going to last forever. So Realistically, best case scenario is just go to pick 18 and then maybe take best available. We have 2 first-round picks, of course. Marcus Bush. What about Valentine? Valentine's younger. You have 2 different corners, so I suppose Roy Walker's the best bet. Of course, 73 overall normal development trait. Let's move on until one of the corners goes. And he's already gone. All right, 28 and 82 for 20. Which, of course, we will be taking some sort of bust pick as we always do. Valentine or Mr. Scott? That's a bit of a tough one, isn't it? We should have waited. I forgot we had 2. Valentine it is. And we made I don't know if it was the right choice because the other guy could be just as good or better. But Valentine's obviously a very solid pick. What about the other guy? What does look? So Scott was not a bad player either. I think there was a second-round player, but he's probably going to be gone because we just skipped ahead. And he is. Well, good thing that that lineman was worth it, right? All right, so we have some 4th-round picks. We're going to go with Mr. Mike Ross, the wide receiver, first, mid-4th, 74 overall, normal development trait, but obviously very developable. Not bad to add depth. We also have pick 14 after pick 9 right here, so we might just take it all. Dante Williams, a little raw looking at the skills, but the bench press gives me hope, so we're going to take him. 71 overall, normal. Yeah, I mean, okay, I guess. And then with pick 14, we're going to take the pass rusher. It's not a whole lot else to take, though, after that. So Trey Von McNeil is our next pick, and another really good player that's normal dev, but, I mean, can you do anything with them? I don't know. It's a bit of a reach. I was just taking random players in the background, and we end up with a star development or better player, Quincy Pearson, likely to be star. I almost just said star right out the gate because, let's be honest, it's this late. It's typically going to be a star-only player. We took a lineman as well. It wasn't super great, I'll be honest. We took a center. Here he is, Andrew Short. Yeah, we got the short end of the stick. It was a bad draft pick. Isaiah Valentine. Maybe even starting over Johnson for the future. He's 100% star. He's superstar at 77 overall. That's an absolute win. Yeah, Mike Ross was normal. Actually, were they all normal outside of the 2 players? Was it 2? Maybe 3? Let's take a look at some of the other guys we missed, though, after this wide receiver, Mr. Pearson. Oh, another superstar. Okay, maybe not. That's our number 3 for sure. Who were the players that we had? So, was Torrance one of them? 80 overall, Sturgeon. That's got to be another, I don't think that's going to be, I don't think that's X Factor. I think that's star or maybe superstar. I don't think that's X Factor. Yeah, star. It's, certain builds are just the way they are. So, of course, Marcus Bush, normal development trait. Was there anyone above us? I can't remember if we had to trade up for Walker, and I think Walker was just one of the picks we had. Tevin Scott, also normal, so we landed an absolute steal at cornerback, without a doubt about it. And actually, I think there was a center. Maybe it had been Coleman. I do not remember, but I mean, it wasn't the perfect draft, but it was definitely better than the draft before this. And obviously, we are built to hopefully win it all, or at least make the playoffs. Regardless, this is the final season. I can't be bothered. Alrighty, year 5, final year, no matter what, I do not care. This team's stacked. If we don't make the playoffs, we don't win a Super Bowl. It's scams. I don't care. I mean, these are the best corners I've ever even seen. We have 2 superstars that are under 25, under 24, let alone the team's stacked. There's nothing else I can say. All right, 4 re-signings. Fletcher Cox would probably be someone that would be on the way out. Maddox, I think you can afford to keep him for a year, but I think we'd wait just because we do have a lot of really good corners anyways. Burgess, I'm going to give him the long term. There's no reason not to. This money is ridiculous. Haas, we don't need to keep him, but I think we'll keep him. Well, once again, these contracts are so cheap. Might as well. Chris Griffin, what a name. Rich Bates for sure. We're in like a weird time now where it's like we have a bunch of money and we can afford pretty much everyone. Dallas Goedert, I'd like to get a new tight end, but I don't know how easy that's going to be to do. Portis we never use, even though he had so much potential. Griffin, don't need him, but once again, another decently high overall for cheap. Might as well. And yeah, I mean, none of this really matters too much anyway, since, like I said, this is the last season. I don't know if we'd come back. Heading to the playoffs, and we are finally in them, and it appears that Mr. Fletcher Cox is going to retire after this year, so this is, I guess, the perfect time to end it, as that's really the last leader of this team still around. I'm trying to think, is there anyone else? I mean, Jalen, Waddle, I guess, but that's not like a true original Eagle. Chase Young obviously trying to get the team stoked as well. 11-5. I think we were like 6-1 at some point, so definitely took a couple of losses at some point in the middle there. As far as stats go, is Layman gonna be an X factor? I can't tell. It's another really good season though. Taylor's pretty solid. Moore might go to X factor. Waddle was decent. Tight end okay, but the touchdowns are lacking, and then Pearson's okay. Offensive line, David Bakhtiari gave up 8 sacks, which is very interesting. No one over 100 tackles. Sack totals, finally some decent numbers. Chase Young at 13.5, 12 for Bennett, 8.5 for Osai, and 8.5 for Fletcher Cox. So definitely a really good year across the board. Any award wins? Probably not, right? I mean, maybe come close with somebody. Really, I would have thought, oh, there goes Carson Wentz. Let's actually take a look and see if Carson Wentz actually won a Super Bowl. I doubt it, but you never know. A lot of Saints awards there. Let's take a look. So legacy leaderboard, quarterback, Carson Wentz. He did not get an extra Super Bowl. But here we are at home going against Dallas. Oh, it's a snow game. This should be an advantage Philadelphia, right? All right, Dallas scores the first touchdown of the game. Philadelphia with 3 on the return. 10-7. 10-14. This is a close game. Not a bad little score in the first half. Up 10 points now. Defense is really not doing anything. Well, I say that our defense locked up as much as possible when the offense was trying to sell. And the offense does successfully sell as the Cowboys are driving down to win it. I mean, I've never seen an offense sell as hard as this Eagles one has. Holy crap. Talk about giving the game away. I mean, this is pathetic. Haas on the return. Has a look. Okay. We didn't get the touchdown because everyone sucks at blocking, but okay. We got a shot. I'm just saying. We have a chance. Taylor Horn, number 24. Interesting. Slamp the tight end. Jalen Waddle deep. It's best bet. Is that 3-man deep, though? Is that Jalen Waddle the outside, though? Of course, way more control than next gen. I would not trust myself with that if it wasn't last gen, be honest. Bruh, I was trying to skip. I mean, Waddle 1-on-1's not the worst look in the world, but I'm taking a penalty. I know in real life. Actually, no, I think it's fine if you take a penalty with the clock stopped, right? The verticals look, man. Do I like it? Not really. We going for it, though. Oh, my Jalen! And he gets it! He catches the thing. Was that left foot actually in? Jalen is so fast. Speed is OP in Madden. It really is. Do you see? I have never seen a player get off the line that fast before. I mean, he's gone. Did he catch it, though? I mean, that's one of the greatest catches of all time. Like, that's just insane. I don't want to touch it, but at the same time, I feel like... Nah, I'm just going to let the take it to overtime if they can hit it. I don't want to sell. And defense holds. Offense scores, they win. Any points at all. And they throw a pick. Are you effing kidding me, dude? How? They were running the clock out, and then out of nowhere, they decide to throw the ball and throw the first pick of the... I'm not having it. These rebuild sims are driving me insane. They're running the ball down successfully the whole time. And what do? They decide to throw it on first down and throw a pick. Come on, dude. You're running it out to freaking kick the game-winning field goal. And we win in sim. Okay. If we would have lost there, rebuild over. I don't care. But we won in sim. I did not force a win. I'll show you guys after this. I'm telling you, it's driving me nuts. This simming is just... It's just so bad. 24-14. Gave up 17 unanswered. Like, come on, man. Of course, winner of this one goes to the championship round. Tampa Bay has already had its success. Give it back to Philly. A safety. I mean, any more weird, random stuff that normally doesn't happen? You want to let that happen, Philadelphia? Is that the goal, to be the weirdest team in the league? Because you're succeeding at a pretty high level. 13-11. Way to go. 13-18. What a scoreline. As this is a very close one. The Buccaneers in their own end zone cannot get out. Offense just needs to get like a couple of yards here, basically, for a touchdown. They get it. 3-point deficit. Tampa was trying to get close enough for a field goal. And they don't get it. The Eagles are on to the championship round. Of course, Layman, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Always throwing that 1 pick. Gotta love it. I can't believe Waddle with that catch. Obviously, it meant nothing because threw a pick in overtime, but whatever. We random simmed it. I don't care. Like I said, though, with the sims, we didn't force any wins or anything like that. Obviously, we restarted, but, we didn't redo it. So if we would have lost, we would have lost. There was nothing we could have done to control that. And the Saints, who pretty much won every award, they've been in many of the Super Bowls, are likely to go on and, take another trip. All right, going to the end of the game, the Saints with a long touchdown out the gate. We counter back with a decent one. We get another touchdown. It's a very close game so far. Halfway through the second, we're up by 7. Oh, we got to drive that in. Got to drive that in. Up by 14 points now. I mean, we're on to the Super Bowl, right? I think. Yep, we're on to the Super Bowl. 100% dessert. Stop. How many points are we going to give up right at the end? Layman played a perfect game at least. Kamara, 3 touchdowns. Burgess, 1. Receiving, Rondale Moore was on fire in that game. Picks, nothing. Kicking, perfect. Extra points. No field goals, though. Here it is, the big game. Win or lose, it's all on the line here against the Bengals. Let's take a look at our potential dev-ups before we go in, though. Offensively, it would appear we had none. Defensively, we had Rashawn finally, which is actually really clutch because he's 29, so that actually clutched up pretty nicely. Anyone else? Snell goes up to X Factor. Dogs barking outside, which is driving me nuts on top of it. And, yeah, I mean, we're primed. 89 overall Bengals. We're a 94 overall Philadelphia Eagles. Can we do it? Can we win the bowl? We deserved it a year or two ago. We didn't even make the playoffs a year or two ago. And here we are, finally in, finally getting a shot at the thing. Just give it to us. At this point, I just want like a 50-0 win. I don't even care. I don't care if it's interesting or not. I just want to win it all right away. Easy money. Instead, it's Cincinnati who's absolutely just smoking us. We don't even have a chance at this point. Right before half, drive all the way down for 0 points. Got to love that effort. Down 14. This is a loss. We get smoked. And with that being said, that is the Philadelphia Eagles rebuild without Carson Wentz. It worked out. This team just didn't have the winning desire to take it all, unfortunately. And that's really where it's going to lie. We get a Super Bowl trip, but not a Super Bowl victory. We built a really good team at the end of the day. I guess it just wasn't enough. We have to have every single god-tier player for every position on our team. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays, and then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for pretty much anything involving me. As far as what we're going to have for the rest of the day, we have another rebuild a little bit later today, which, of course, we did stream live on twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. This was a long grind for me. This is like a 11 or 12-hour day doing rebuilds, videos, and all that stuff. Carson Wentz trade. I really wish it would have came out a different day because I was already recording a rebuild for a different day earlier. So I basically did about 9 hours, maybe 10 hours of rebuild recording today, and I am exhausted. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. Should be a second channel video as well today on PK Plays. But until next video,